what should be done to Iran for abusing the captured Brits. Joining us now from Portland, Oregon, Colonel Wright, who taught the Geneva Conventions to troops at Fort Bragg. Colonel Wright spent 29 years in the Army before retiring. And according to the UN, this is a violation of the Geneva Conventions, holding these people, and it's an unprovoked act of aggression. Do you agree?
Well, I think we have to be very careful, and I think that the jury is still out on exactly where the ships were and all, whether it was Iraqi waters, Iranian waters.
But that'll never be proven, madam, and you know that.
Well,
it'll never be proven.
Well, the main thing is not to let this be ratcheted up, that the Iranians and the British government need to be very, very careful on how they handle this so that it won't escalate further, because certainly the danger flashpoints in that section of the world are tremendous right now.
Okay, but you didn't answer my question, so I'll pose it again. The UN says that this was a violation of the Geneva Conventions, which you taught. And they say this was an unprovoked act of aggression by Iran. Do you concur, madam?
Well, I concur that all people that are detained by any power must be treated appropriately. And if you look at the Geneva Conventions, which is prisoners of war, and right now there's no state of war between Iran and Great Britain, but taking the high ground, the moral high ground, the Iranians should be treating the British with the utmost of care. They should not subject them to public curiosity.
But they are.
And by
showing
photos, by showing photos, just as the Americans have done in other cases, which was wrong. I mean, we lose the moral high ground when we do conduct.
Right. So this is our fault. This Iranian seizure is our fault.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Because
but
look,
I'll tell you,
I just want to stop. I want to stop the interview right here, Colonel. And I just want you to be aware of how you're coming across. I've asked you very specific questions, which you generalized answer. You then threw it back into the Americans' court for no reason. America isn't in play here. You just threw it back and took a slap at your own country, madam. All right. So people watching are picking this up.
People that are watching here who need to be very well aware that we have some very, very difficult situations going on in the Middle East, where the United States has almost an armada across the whole Persian Gulf.
That's what I thought you were going to say. This is our fault because we're there.
What's going on there, and any escalation when there are acts of, well, who knows what the provocations are. The whole world needs to be very, very careful, and we appeal to the Iranians to treat the people that they have detained.
But they're obviously not. They're not doing what you want. They're laughing at your appeal. But I want to get you. No, I want to get you on the record here.
The United States need to be treating people in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Guantanamo according to international law.
This whole thing is our fault, right? It's our fault. We're the evil ones. No, Colonel, I'm agreeing with you.
High ground on this.
I'm agreeing with you,
now we don't seem to have.
I'm agreeing with you. We're the evil people in the world. Because that's what you're putting out there. And you put it out consistently, madam.
We are having some very difficult times in our own determination of what is right and what is wrong. And I think the Bush administration has picked a very different route from what the Geneva Conventions have been.
We wanted to talk about the Iranian hostage situation.
The Iranians that we actually abide by what the true Geneva Conventions are, that you treat people appropriately, that you don't subject them to public curiosity, that you don't intimidate, you don't humiliate them.
That's what they're doing in Iran right now. But I just want to I want to recap. We wanted to talk to you about the Iranian illegal seizure of these military people and the abuse of them.
Yes.
You turn you, Colonel, turn the conversation around to slap at your own country, to diminish the Bush administration, and to bring in all these other things, and you haven't criticized Iran
once. The Bush administration has been violating international law and Geneva Conventions. Tragically, the U.S. Congress went along with some of it through this Military Commissions Act, which says that now that you have alternative interrogation techniques.
I love the fact that you're here.
Because I do want to make sure the Iranians treat people properly, and I want to make sure the United States treats people properly.
Sure you do.
I surely do. That's what I spent 29 years of my life trying to do.
You know what happened to you? Somewhere along the line.
Very important.
All right. Somewhere along the line.
I served 29 years. How many did you serve?
Where did you teach
the Geneva Conventions?
Cut her mic off. Goodbye. All right. I'm glad she came on. I wanted you to see her. Not about Iran. Not about their seizure or treatment of the Brits. We're there. And she's not alone. That's what you have. Next on the rundown, Tony